So be like the palm tree. Ramwad. Train your calm.
When you lead from within, you can reimagine.
So we'll have one pair that comes out first, and they'll have to go through 15, 12, 9 reps of partner deadlifts, 465 pounds. The lady side has 210 pounds, the man has 255, and
Redesign and rewrite the rules. But then when you outwork, out-hustle, and outthink everyone else.
Then they'll tag in the second team, who has to tackle 36 partner deadlifts straight into 36 bar-facing burpees.
So we have a lot of activity that's going to be happening here on the floor.
Define what a truck can be. Ram trucks. Motor Trend's back-to-back Truck of the Year.
Come back with the final 2 heats of our elite teams, and we're going to throw it down to our MCs on the floor. So make sure you stay with us here at Tina Hill's stage.
And then down to 9 before.
This is the island of Kauai. It's a living, breathing garden forged by millions of years of crashing waves and fiery volcanoes. And this is a palm tree.
We're bringing on their next 2 competitors, and they'll go straight through a 36 and 36 and 10-minute time cap. Kicking things off for us in lane number 1.
Grown tall and strong for almost 100 years, despite everything this island could throw at it. And this is the human body, forged by millions of years of pushing.
Is going to be myology. Lane 2, we used to be better. Lane number 3, CrossFit Hype. Lane 4, Cloud City Athletics. Lane number 5, RX Lab, the Flying V. Lane 6, P10 Performance. And rounding out the heat, lane number 7, Team Korea. Hey, everybody working on it. First set of burpees over the bar. I like the steel plates out here at Wodapalooza this year.
Build and repair it. The body can handle anything you throw at it. So, be like the palm tree. Ramwad. Train your calm. This is the island of Kauai. And this is a palm tree of Kauai. It's grown tall and strong for almost 100 years, despite everything this island could throw at it. And this is the human body. It's grown
Top few teams already working.
tall and strong for millions of years of pushing and hitting hard. Kimuras and mountain runs, and just like the palm tree, when you take the time to rebuild and repair the body, it can handle anything you throw at it.
On that next round, looking for 12 reps on the deadlifts, inching forward every few reps. I do like the sound of that noise. Who likes the steel plates out?
So, be like the palm tree. Ramwad. Train your calm.
Being a Patriot has many meanings, and that doesn't always mean you have to be wearing a uniform to do that.
But what it does mean is recognizing that there are people out there who are willing to...
Out here, clanging and banging, you gotta like that.
for you. Our motto, athlete-driven, patriot-inspired, just embodies everything we stand for. Born Primitive is proud to support various military and first responder charities and donates a portion of every...
Cloud City Athletics working on that set of 12. As is RX Lab, the Flying V. Crossing over the 2-minute mark. Once again, a 10-minute time cap for your elite teams.
For patriotic apparel to support these causes. Born Primitive, proud supporters of those who serve.
Try 1040.com and experience simple, flat-rate tax filing for just...
Final round starting down in lane number.
Everything you need to file your taxes online. No more jumping from site to site trying to decode pricing tiers. Our $25 rate is for everyone, and our walkthrough technology makes filing taxes a breeze.
3, CrossFit Hype. Red shirt for the fella, black tank for the lady. Coming up on the 3-minute mark, that round at 9.
At 1040.com, simple.
Look to set the score to beat the time here for down up. Final day of competition here at the 2020 Wodapalooza CrossFit Festival. We'll see if CrossFit Hype can hang on to the lead as they bring on their next 2 competitors to tackle all 36 reps in a row. And that'll do it for CrossFit Hype. And right beside them, putting on the pressure, number 2.
Ram Trucks. Motor Trend's back-to-back Truck of the Year.
This is the island of Kauai. It's a living, breathing garden forged by millions of years of crashing waves and fiery volcanoes. And this is a palm tree on Kauai. It's grown tall and strong for almost 100 years, despite everything this island could throw at it. And this is the human body, forged by millions of years of pushing and pain and one more round, Kimuras and mountain runs, and things your mom told you not to do. And just like the palm tree, it keeps getting stronger because it has the ability to adapt and rebuild and repair itself, to bend and snap straight upright when the storm is past. The palm tree has evolved to handle anything the world throws at it. And when you take the time to rebuild and repair it, the body can handle anything you throw at it. So, be like the palm tree. Bromwide. Train your calm. This is the island of Kauai, and this is a palm tree on Kauai. It's grown tall and strong for almost 100 years, despite everything this island could throw at it. And this is the human body. It's grown tall and strong for millions of years of pushing and hitting hard, Kimuras and mountain runs, and just like the palm tree, when you take the time to rebuild and repair the body, it can handle anything you throw at it. So,
hope we got the extra insurance down in lane number 1, myology. We'll see how that pans out. But now we got 4 reps remaining for a team we used to be better in lane number 2. 6:40 on the big clock, 10-minute time cap for your elite athletes. $12 reps in for CrossFit Hype, leading the way here for heat number 1 of your elite athlete teams. Plenty of competition left here on this final day here at Wodapalooza, a beautiful Sunday afternoon. CrossFit Hype struggling to get synced up on those bar-facing burpees. As team, we used to be better. Looking to make up some ground on your leaders. So it goes 1, CrossFit Hype 2, we used to be better. And 3, RX Lab, the Flying V. Coming up on the 8-minute mark, teams, just over 2 minutes remaining. Eight minutes in. Teams, that's your 2-minute warning. 8 minutes in, 2 minutes remaining. 30 reps in, 6 reps to go for your leaders. Looking to close this one out for the time to beat here in heat number 1. Lane number 3, put your eyes down there. Root them along, CrossFit Hype. 2 reps to go. Looking to hang on the lead. Leading the whole way. And that'll do it for CrossFit Hype unofficially. 8 minutes, 30 seconds. 90 seconds remaining, athletes, 90 seconds to go. And that'll do it. The number 2 position, we used to be better. In lane number 2. Kind of help them out, see if we can get all these teams across the line underneath that 10-minute time cap. A handful of heats to come in this division here for our elite teams. CrossFit Hype trying to set the bar and take an event win here in heat number 1. Crossing over the 9-minute mark. About 40 seconds remaining, athletes, 40 seconds to go. 4 reps to go for RX Lab, the Flying V, down in lane number 5. We're gonna count you down in 20 seconds. Stay moving, athletes. Don't stop now. 15 seconds. 10 seconds. 3, 2, that's the buzzer.
Being a Patriot has many meanings, and that doesn't always mean you have to be wearing a uniform to do that.
But what it does mean is recognizing that there are people out there who are willing to risk it all for you. Our motto, athlete-driven, patriot-inspired, just embodies everything we stand for. Born Primitive is proud to support various military and first responder charities and donates a portion of every sale of our patriotic apparel to support these causes. Born Primitive, proud supporters of those who serve.
This is the island of Kauai, and this is a palm tree on Kauai. It's grown tall and strong for almost 100 years, despite everything this island could throw at it. And this is the human body. It's grown tall and strong for millions of years by pushing and hitting hard, kimuras and mountain runs, and just like the palm tree, when you take the time to rebuild and repair the body, it can handle anything you throw at it. So, be like the palm tree. Ramwad, train your calm.
Try 1040.com and experience simple, flat-rate tax filing. For just $25, you get everything you need to file your taxes online. No more jumping from site to site trying to decode pricing tiers. Our $25 rate is for everyone, and our walkthrough technology makes filing taxes a breeze. At 1040.com, simple pricing meets simple filing.
All right, looks like we're just about ready to go. Getting our next heat of athletes lined up and ready to go.
A time where I wasn't competing or wasn't doing anything, and that's what I've always wanted to do. For me right now, my life is CrossFit. You're in this lifelong space with people who are trying to be better. So if I'm not putting forth every ounce of my being and why I'm doing it, you just gotta put on
Athletes, 1 minute, less than 1 minute. Be ready to go.
My name is Vanna Barnhart, and I am Born Primitive.
30 seconds, athletes. Crowd, I need you guys to do me a favor. My man Anthony's gonna get a good picture of you guys. Get some hands up, put some smiles on your face. Let's make some noise. 10 seconds, athletes. Stand by. All right, heat number 2. Your elite teams on the green clock side of the floor. Lane number 1, Team Element. Lane number 2, Forging the Warrior. Lane number 3, 828 Heroes. Lane number 4, Team Hybrid. Lane number 5, Team Quebec. Lane number 6, Team Pure Invictus. And lane number 7, rounding out the heat, CrossFit Roseland. Gonna be Invictus and Roseland working on those burpees first. And that round of 15, gonna descend in reps. 15, 12, and 9. Totaling 36, and we're gonna do it all over again with their next partners. But they're gonna go the full boat, all 36 deadlifts, all 36 bar-facing burpees. And we're only gonna give them 10 minutes before we send them on their way. Top teams working in that round of 12 deadlifts. Just under the 2-minute mark. It goes fast, and that bar does not move any faster. All them steel plates, our good friends at Rogue, providing us with some good old-fashioned metal weights. Nothing like some heavy-ass deadlifts to just make your back and your butt feel good for that ride home tomorrow. Everybody's gonna be round wadding and chill tomorrow. Two reps to go. Hit lane number 5 for Team Quebec. And they'll move on to some more burpees. Looking for your first team to roll that bar forward to that round of 9. And right in lane number 7, your first team moving forward, that final round of 9. It's going to be CrossFit Roseland. Dynamite performance all weekend long from CrossFit Roseland. Right there in the heat. All weekend long. Deadlifts definitely seem like they are in their wheelhouse here this weekend. We'll see if they can hang on to that lead. Three and a half minutes in. Four minutes in, 6 minutes remaining. One rep to go for CrossFit Roseland. And they will send their final 2 team members out to work on all 36 deadlifts. And all 36 bar-facing burpees, just under the halfway marker, a 10-minute time cap, but they will have some company over in lane number 5 from Team Quebec. And now down in lane number 1, Team Element, a 3-way tie for first place. Who is going to slow down? Who's going to drop that bar? Five minutes in, 5 minutes remaining, teams. 5 minutes remaining. Team Element down in lane number 1, taking a hefty break, but staying moving. Team Hybrid in lane number 4. Looking to get a nice big hefty set of those 36 reps done. Team Quebec as well, right there in the hunt. And your leaders hitting the deadlifts. CrossFit Roseland, we'll see if they can hang on to it. 6 minutes in, 4 minutes remaining. Keep watching for those judges' hands to go up, signaling 5 or less reps remaining before your athletes can move forward to that next block or finish up. And starting their burpees at the 640 mark, right behind Team Element in lane number 1 is lane number 7, CrossFit Roseland. That's your 1 and 2. Leading the way is CrossFit. Nope, it's going to be Team Element in lane number 1, CrossFit Roseland 2. 3 minutes remaining, athletes. 3 minutes to go. Element looking to have just about a 4 or 5 rep lead over Roseland. Opposite sides of the competition floor. Both teams almost synced up. Moving very well. Once they were able to put that heavy deadlift bar down. 2.5 minutes remaining. $18 reps in for Roseland. Last few reps for your leaders. Team Element down in lane number 1. 1 rep to go. And they will run across the line unofficially 8:02 on the big clock. Take that number 1 position here in heat number 2. CrossFit Roseland looking to finish up down in lane number 7. They gotta stay moving. Forging the Warrior onto the deadlifts, or the burpees rather, putting on some pressure. But it looks like CrossFit Roseland able to lock up that number 2 position. 1 more rep to go, 2 more reps to go. Now we'll do 1. And they will run across the line with about 1 minute 15 seconds to spare as we approach the 9-minute mark. Nine minutes in, 1 minute remaining, 60 seconds to go, athletes, 60 seconds to go. Four reps to go. Down in lane number 3 for 828 Heroes. Make that 1, but it's going to be lane number 5, Team Quebec. Then lane number 3, 828 Heroes, to round out your top teams here in heat number 2 with about 30 seconds remaining. Three teams out here working. We'll see if we can get everybody finished up underneath that 10-minute time cap with 20 seconds remaining. We're gonna count you guys down. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, time. Great job, Team Element, looking to have your score to beat. Team Element 801, your new score to beat.
These changes result in dramatic differences in the way the body moves and the way the body feels. We're part of the movement that started the wave of helping athletes perform better. Now you're starting to see it spill over into helping just every human move better.
As athletes, we started a movement, and I'm very proud to be a part of that. The pain doesn't get better when you rest. You suffer and you move on. That is what CrossFit is. You embrace.
When you lead from within, you can reimagine, redesign, and rewrite the rules. But then when you outwork, out-hustle, and outthink everyone else, that's when you truly redefine what a truck can be. Ram Trucks. Motor Trend's back-to-back Truck of the Year.
When all eyes are on you, all they see are the victories. Here's what they don't see. The long days, the early mornings, the calloused hands. Because you know that it is what you do in the shadows that will put you in the spotlight. You are the Paragon. Born Primitive, the apparel of the driven.
To be an ATF athlete just means that you're not allowed to give up.
Adaptive Training Foundation is a gym for disabled folks, whether they're a veteran or civilian.
One of their sayings is defy impossible. It was just the perfect match for us. We're happy to support them in any way we can.
One of the biggest things is learning to accept yourself.
It really just expands your quality of life.
Stand by. And we're off, ladies and gentlemen. 15-12-9 for this first pairing. We have got Team Versus out here in lane number 1. In lane number 2, it's CrossFit Kilo. In lane number 3, 12 Labor's Lions. In lane number 4, F by Zeus. In lane number 5, KCMO May. In lane number 6, it's the Nordvest Vikings. In lane number 7, Verda Beaches. Those are the players here on the competition field. They are digging into 15 deadlifts at 465 pounds. And then it is synchronized burpees. That time to beat is held by Team Element, a time of 8:01. 8:01 is that time to beat. Let's see how these teams fare here in our third heat of the day. We are 1 minute in towards that 10-minute time cap. These teams have made it to their final day of competition. They just have a couple of events to get through. Each of them looking to jump up that leaderboard as much as possible. All right, we've got our first team moving on to the set of 12. That is in lane number 4. That is effed up by Zeus right there. Your leaders front and center. They've got a little company though. Lane number 5 wants to join them. KCO May needing 5 more deadlifts. 3 more to go for effed up by Zeus in the orange shorts. I believe there are front runners right now as we hit 2 minutes in. Let's go ahead and put our hands together, Miami. Cheer them on. Help them day of competition here. We've had all the weather. It's perfect sunshine right now for these athletes. They get a little shade 2.5 minutes in, but they still know they've got to work hard if they want to jump up that leaderboard. Effed Up by Zeus needing one more synchronized burpee, and they can roll that barbell up yet again. Your leaders in lane number 4. Lane number 5, though, may have the slight edge. That is KCMO Made. KCMO Made trying to keep Effed Up by Zeus at bay. Lane number 2 joining in, CrossFit Kilo. Again, that time to beat, 8:01. £465. Going up easy on a Sunday morning. Lane number 5, KCMO Made. Hustling through those burpees, wanting to tag in their teammates. Again, this first portion goes 15, 12, 9. Here we go. KCMO Made sending in their second pairing. So it goes 1, KCMO Made. 2 is Effed Up by Zeus. And you'll see them bring in their second pairing. And then rounding out our top 3. In lane number 2, that's CrossFit Kilo. Now these second pairings, they've got to get through 36 of those synchronized deadlifts, and then they can hit those synchronized burpees. The judges' hands in the air, letting us know where each of these teams are behind them. All of them wanting to send in that second pairing, but all eyes are on lane number 5, KCMO Made. Effed Up by Zeus, taking a little bit of a breather. KCMO Made still charges ahead. Woo! They'll drop the barbell, and here goes Effed Up by Zeus. Lots of action happening in close quarters here at Tina Hills. If you've got a team out here, let them hear you. 5 minutes in, that is halfway to time cap. 5 minutes. These teams running and gunning, wanting to set that new time to beat. They've got it best 8:01. KCMO Made with 3 more deadlifts to go. KCMO Made achieving their final deadlift. It is on to the burpees for their team. We still have that same 1, 2, and 3 going on right now. KCMO Made trying to keep Effed Up by Zeus at bay. Effed Up by Zeus has 2 more, 1 more deadlift, and now they can begin their burpees. How long is it going to take them to get through 36 synchronized burpees? We are approaching 6 minutes in. Again, that time to beat 8:01. There it is, 6 minutes in. These teams have less than 2 minutes to get the job done, but they know it's not only about this heat. There's 2 more heats to go. Time is of the essence. The judges keeping a watchful eye, making sure they've got 2 feet takeoff. Synchronization is key here with these team events. 6.5 minutes in. Effed Up by Zeus trying to cut off some time and catch KCMO Made. CrossFit Kilo trying to catch Effed Up by Zeus. Effed Up by Zeus trying to catch KCMO Made. Come on, guys. Go, go. You can hear their partners cheering them on. We are 7 minutes in. 7 minutes in, ladies and gentlemen. Will Team Element be able to keep the top time? A hand in the air for KCMO that time to beat indeed. They're coming across around 7:23 unofficial. A hand in the air for our team in lane number 2, I believe. CrossFit Kilo looking to take second in this heat. And lane number 2, CrossFit Kilo is done at a time around 7:51. 2 teams are through. We are looking for our top 3 in this heat, and it's gonna be effed up by Zeus. All 3 of those times. The team element, excuse me, will keep that 3rd spot, and then it'll go effed up by Zeus. Just under 2 minutes remain for our teams. Still doing work on those 36 synchronized burpees. "90 seconds to go. 1 minute and 30 seconds for our teams to get the job done here at Tina Hills. Fighting all the way to the end. We got a hand up in the air over in lane number 1. That's Team Versus looking to come across the line. They're working on their final synchronized burpee right here. Lane number 1 is done. Team Versus. 1 minute, athletes. Lane number 6 up next. That's Team Nordwest Vikings working on their final synchronized burpee. They got no rep. It's going to cost them a little bit of time. Speaking of time, 45 seconds. And now lane number 6, Team Nordwest Vikings is done. A couple more teams looking to get in under that buzzer. They've got 30 seconds. Lane number 7 getting a costly no rep. Lane number 3 coming across the line, 12 Labor's Lions. We've got 20 seconds. Can they do it? Help them out, you guys. They've got 2 reps remaining. 1 more rep to go. 10 seconds. Let's go, Miami! And that'll do for everybody. 3, 2, 1, and time. Shout out to Casey and Momaid, taking this heat and setting the new time to beat. I believe it's around 7:23.
Being a Patriot has many meanings, and that doesn't always mean you have to be wearing a uniform to do that.
But what it does mean is recognizing that there are people out there who are willing to risk it all for you. Our motto, athlete-driven, patriot-inspired, just embodies everything we stand for. Born Primitive is proud to support various military and first responder charities and donates a portion of every sale of our patriotic apparel to support these causes. Born Primitive, proud supporters of those who
For just $25, you get everything you need to file your taxes online. No more jumping from site to site trying to decode pricing tiers. Our $25 rate is for everyone, and our walkthrough technology makes filing taxes a breeze. At 1040.com.
There we go. You guys know what to do. Let's welcome our teams onto the competition floor. Their turn to have some fun.
1 minute, athletes, 1 minute.
I got my girl from that exactly. I didn't want to leave, so yeah, I know. I'm just gonna get some food and eat it and walk back.
30 seconds, athletes, 30 seconds.
There's a whole lot of banging going on down here at Tina Hills stage in Miami Beach, Florida at the Wodapalooza CrossFit Festival. I'm Bill Grunlow, and I'm joined with Brian Friend, as we've seen all weekend. We also brought Mackenzie Riley back with us, so Mackenzie, welcome.
Well, yeah, back out here on a sunny day.
Sunny, finally.
Very nice.
I mean, you got a little spray on, you know, looking for some tanning now, no rain, that's awesome.
Looking to get tan today.
So this day, we are in the fourth day of competition. The fourth day of competition, the 8th scored event, and it's called the Down Up. And if you can't hear that, let me just tell you what's coming down and going back up again. It's a whole lot of deadlifts. Brian, give us a little clue on what this event is.
Yeah, 465 pounds on the bar, 255 for the men, 210 on the women's side. The first male-female pair has 15, 12, 9 reps of partner deadlifts and synchro burpees over the bar. They'll tag in the second pair, and they'll have to take on a big chunk, 36 partner deadlifts straight into 36 synchro bar-facing burpees.
So Mackenzie, why the heck is this so loud? What is the difference here?
Right, these metal plates. Well, I'm pretty sure this is a concrete ground with a skinny mat over it. So we have concrete on metal, and these things do not bounce, so it's a lot of impact, and you gotta work a lot harder to pull that off the ground each rep.
So we're watching these athletes as they're making their way through. Now, again, we know that the first pair of athletes, your male-male pair, have to go through that set of 15, 15, 12, 12, 9, 9. So we're going to see them alternating back and forth, and we'll try to keep our eye on that leader. But a couple things we need to think about. We already know, just like you said, Mackenzie, that the weights are not going to bounce. But there are a couple other things that are different here. One, it's the weight, 465 pounds on that bar.
Yeah, and if you've never seen a partner deadlift with a male-female, that's always an unevenly loaded bar. One side has an extra large plate on it. So, and also this is a short bar, if you can't notice that. So we're talking about trying to find a different grip on an unevenly loaded bar and fit 2 people on that bar. This is a lot of awkwardness right here.
Man, I'll tell you what, not only is it awkward because you're so close, but my toes would be absolutely terrified with those 465-pound guillotine coming down your little toes. I'm surprised we aren't seeing everyone basically hanging out pigeon-toed.
The good news is that these plates aren't going to bounce, so at least it's not going to, you're not going to drop it and it's not going to bounce onto your toe. So guide it, if you guide it down.
So if it lands on your toe, it would just straight crush it.
Right, it's either going to land on it, it's not going to bounce onto it. So there's that benefit.
We got actually, Bill, here we only have 8 teams and heats on the Tina Stage Hills. So a couple of these teams are actually in the top 10. A couple others are going to be trying to make a move here and get into the top 10 for the final heat tonight.
This is a tight fit, so I'm glad there's only 8 because that's also something to consider. It's kind of nerve-wracking being in such close quarters with heavy barbells.
The leaders on the floor as they're getting ready to make the change are in lane 7, 3, and 6. Lane 3, Bill, is that TTT MIA team who snuck up on us last night. They had 2 7th-place finishes yesterday, and they're in 11th right now. One of those teams trying to get into the top 10.
Something else that's happening right now, like I said, this has a lot of unfamiliar and awkward stuff going on. Like I said, we have metal plates, we have short bars, and we're doing opposite side burpees, which you do not see very often. So that's kind of another interesting little twist on it.
So what's the hang up with those alternating burpees like that? What kind of problems are they going to run into?
Well, you got different levels of fatigue. You got, just like we saw last night with the worm, when you get excited, some people are feeling different at different times. So you just got to move steady and smooth, and you can't take off on your partner. You got to stay with them. And when they're not right next to you, you got to be looking ahead instead of maybe down. So just a different angle to be keeping an eye on to see your partner.
It looks like we have our first shift going on over in lane number 7. At least I think there's some sort of shuffle going on there with the team coming out. Lane number 7, that's True North Strong in the pink. Male on the pink side, female with the black tank top. They're now going to work through their 36 deadlifts. 36 partner deadlifts. Now, one of the things we have to also talk about, Mackenzie, is why would you decide to put one pair on the split up 15, 12, 9 and the other on the straight 36?
Sure. Well, there's a few things to consider, but I think bottom line is going to be capacity. So one big set, who's got the ability to keep moving 36 reps. Again, doesn't really seem like a big number, but that will add up. So really somebody who can do that many without much rest. And also kind of on the flip side, when you do burpees between your lifting, that's going to make your heart rate go up. So who can manage kind of a heart rate spike or manage a burpee pace, that's not going to blow them up and go back to a barbell.
True North Strong aren't the only ones left are starting on that second pair. The next one to come up behind them was JST Compete Wit, right next to them in the white shirts in lane number 6. Now I did see them come off with a huge set on that set of deadlifts. Looks like that's going to force them to take a little bit more of a rest. We also have some other teams on the floor that have made their swap. Over in lane number 1, that's Training Think Tank. Also Ocean State's Finest right next to them. And even in lane number 3, TTT MIA that you were talking about, Brian. We have a hand up in the air for the deadlift set over in lane number 7. That's True North Strong finishing up their set of deadlifts. 1 rep remaining, then they get to go into their 36.
No rep on the last rep, it looks like.
They get to work on their burpees.
36 burpees at the end, that's a lot.
So again, with these burpees, they need to be synchronized. You can see lane 7 in the pink and the black on the right-hand side of your screen. The synchronization is they have to start on the floor together, and then they get counted when they both end up on the floor together. Moving very well over lane number 7. I don't see anyone else joining them. JST Compete Wit, it looks like in lane number 6, they've slowed down on their deadlifts over in lane number 6. Over in lane number 2 on the far side, we have Ocean State's Finest. They have a hand up.
Lane 3,
I'm sorry, take that out,
MIA.
lane them out, take that out. TTT MIA in lane number 3 is working on their burpees, as well as Training Think Tank in lane number 1 all the way on the left-hand side.
And a big set of 36 burpees with a partner, you got to be careful with that pace. Like I said, some people might slow down once they get tired. Some people want to speed up at the end, and that's where you see no reps happen. So you got to stay patient and you got to stay steady on these ones.
This is that big set of 36 to finish out. All the teams will be pretty even here, so you'll be looking for ultimately for a hand in the air to indicate when someone has only 5 burpees left.
True North Strong over in lane number 7 with the pink shirt and the black top. Haven't seen a hand go up yet, but I also haven't seen any no reps. They have a very consistent pace going on. Looks like they're battling pretty much mostly with lane 1 and 2, but I think that they are definitely ahead. Not sure about how much. Hand in the air for your overall leader, lane number 7, but it looks like they have a chance at getting the time to beat from last week. KCMO at 7:21, 1 rep remaining. They're trying to get that last one in. They're going to make the touch. 7:18 unofficial.
Oh.
Great finish by True North Strong.
Very exciting.
Wow. What a way to finish powerfully all the way through lane number 7.
And love that, you know, they don't know maybe that they're up against that time, but she didn't waste any time after finishing that burpee, raced to it, hit the buzzer, and got in with a new time to beat.
Wow, that was fast. Those guys had a great setup, and I love the fact that they were able to get through that whole set with no reps.
Yeah, that's impressive, honestly.
Hands in the air for lane number 3, TTT Miami. They're touching 7:54 unofficial. Hand in the air for Training Think Tank over in lane number 1. Only other team on the floor during burpees is lane number 4, but I think they are still working their hand in the air for lane number 2. That's Ocean State's Finest. 1 rep remaining for Training Think Tank over in lane number 1. Not sure what the holdup was. The judge tells them to touch. Ocean State's Finest in lane number 2. They tag in.
10-minute time cap, so 90 seconds remaining for the team still working. Most of them are on the burpees here.
Lane number 4 and lane number 5, they're trying to get through theirs. Now JST Compete Wit. Man, they were moving so strong there in the beginning on those deadlifts, and I think they just blew themselves out. They're still on the deadlifts over lane number 6.
Oh, no.
And
oh, this is where the pressure sets in. One minute left, and they've got 36 reps to go. Oh, burpees, people start dropping faster.
This is where it gets so crazy. We've got 30 seconds left to go. Lane number 4, Team Soul Luther, they're trying to get through theirs. Lane number 5, Blacklisted HQ trying to get through theirs. JST Compete Wit just now getting to their burpees.
They finally got a rhythm there, okay. And that bar was kind of moving on them.
Lane number 4, Soul Luther is in. 20 seconds remaining, hand in the air for Blacklisted HQ in lane number 5. 10 seconds, 2 reps remaining in lane number 5 for Blacklisted HQ. 1 rep remaining. Are they going to be able to get it in there? Oh!
Buzzer
and it looks
beater.
like just under the buzzer.
Thrilling.
Blacklisted HQ being able to get there. Oh my
Good for them.
goodness. All right, so what kind of takeaways do we have on that one, Mackenzie?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot to kind of pay attention to on that one, especially at the end when everybody's on that big chunk of work, trying to tell where everybody's at. But I think it's like we said last night on the worm, it's the end when that pressure kind of builds up and everybody's trying to race and that competitive spirit like kicks in. You can't go faster than your partner. You got to still move at a steady pace, and that comes from training together. So again, some of these more experienced teams are going to have that down pat. They're going to know what pace to stick at. They're going to know when they can speed up. They trust each other's paces. So I think you'll see a lot of more smoothness and a little bit, I would say, just more comfortability and understanding how many sets we can do and how much rest we take. And so I think it just comes with knowing the person you're on the bar with a little bit.
Well, we've had a great time put up by True North Strong in a 7:18 unofficial. But we have our top dogs coming down. We have our big names that are battling out for the podium, battling for that invite to the CrossFit Games. So when we look at the leaderboard going into this, we have to look at the top race. We've had a great, brilliant battle between Mayhem Freedom and GoWad all weekend long, and a 2-point spread between these two teams. Insane as we go into this event.
Yep, coming into the final day between those two teams, they've only had 3 total finishes outside of the top 2. But Mayhem, both their bad finishes came on the row, and GoWad had 1 7th place finish. So when you're looking at any event at this point, you have to say these two teams are going to be right up at the front, and with only 2 points between them, 2 events to determine the winner, I don't think they're looking anywhere else on the floor except for right in the lane beside them.
Well, and I think these two teams and the people that are on those teams, just unbelievable competitors, and they've done it for so long now. But the other race that we have to look at is in CrossFit Mayhem Independence and then Victory Grips. Now, they just have a handful of points. There's 15 points. I mean, that timing of how many opportunities you're going to get to make that jump for Victory Grips is starting to settle. It's starting to move away.
I was thinking about this, honestly, because thinking about this workout, and personally, just I'm friends, Meredith and Alex are both very lightweight, body weight. They're going to kill, they want to kill these burpees, and they're with somebody like Easy, who's super strong but really tall. So pairing up on a barbell, very different skill set. I'm interested to see how that sort of pairing on a barbell works out for them.
Well, same thing as you look at Independence is about to send out Royce Dunn and Fisa Gaffi, and Royce is maybe the biggest guy out here.
And I don't know that they've done much work together before, so this is an interesting test of teamwork.
Outside chance here. Take a look at round 1 meat squad. They've had 4 straight 7th place finishes or better. A lot of big meat on that team to move some weight. Yeah.
And they call the meat squad.
They are meaty.
I mean, they are meaty. That's a meaty team. So right there, we'll just go down the lane here. In lane number 1, we have Team Sugarwatt. In lane number 2 is Victory Grips. In lane number 3 is Team Wit. Mayhem Freedom is in lane 4. Right next to them is GoWad in lane 5. Lane 6 is Mayhem Independence. Lane 7 is the Meat Squad, and lane number 8 is the U.S. Army Warrior Fitness Team.
And we're used to seeing deliberate approaches to workouts from Mayhem Freedom, but Scott Panchik and Tasia Persevich were the first pair to start in on these burpees. They're attacking this workout.
And I think they need to. They need to make sure they get out of the way, because if you look at what these athletes are and who you have on there, Rich Froning, obviously very strong, but he's pairing up with China Cho. Now, China is a great athlete, but that is a lot of weight. And if you're going to be going for 36 unbroken, you want to make sure that Tasia and Scott are going to be able to give them a little bit of lead so they have a little bit of a buffer.
I mean, honestly, they have the fitness, and they really do play very methodical approaches, but sometimes I think they just need to believe and just go for it and trust themselves, because they can totally do it. So I think maybe that's what's happening here.
Your overall leaders going into this is Mayhem Freedom. They also have a 1-rep lead over GoWad, so lane number 4 versus lane number 5. There they go to their second set of those burpees. Right behind them is GoWad. So these two teams, are once again battling it out with only just a rep or 2 in between them. Scott and Tasia moving very well on this set of 12 burpees.
And those Go Wad girls, again, a heavy barbell, they're going to be pulling as much weight as they can to help these guys out, and that's an advantage here.
Mayhem Independence seem to be the third one to start on those burpees, so they got a slight advantage against Victory Grips at the moment.
Moving the barbell up for round number 3 for Mayhem Freedom. There goes Scott and Tasia. Go Wad is done. They're also moving up their bar.
They're looking to get out ahead for sure.
That's 4 reps in. A hand goes in the air for Mayhem Freedom. They take a break.
Yeah, but Andrea and Luke seem to be moving much more smoothly on this final set of deadlifts.
They also take a break with Go Wad. All right, I wasn't really expecting that. I thought they would have went for it.
Well,
But Mayhem
sometimes you
Independence-
get a bad rep in there, and it fatigues you really bad when you don't pull at the same time. I think it was a bad rep.
Freedom in the lane number 4, trying to get through that, finishing it up, waiting for a hand to go up. There it is.
So about 4 or 5 reps ahead at this point.
Go Wad right next to them, also coming in. There's that last rep by Mayhem Freedom. They come back, they tag off. Rich and China come out.
Less than 3 minutes.
Crowd goes wild.
Go Wad, they make their tag.
And no problem to start this big set of 36 for Rich and China. They are moving very, very well. Andrew Nisler and Street Horner for Go Wad will be the second pair.
Mayhem Independence, they make their swap out. So your 1, 2, 3 is Mayhem Freedom, then Team Go Wad, then Mayhem Independence in 4, 5, and 6. There's a no rep there for Go Wad.
Go Wad has not dropped that yet. They're hammering reps.
Go Wad, I'll tell you what, whatever reps they were behind, they've got to be equal to right now. That's the first time we've seen them break. Rich and China in lane number 4, that's their break. Other teams on the floor now. Team Wit is working on their deadlifts. Same thing with Victory Grips over in lane number 2.
Yeah, and I saw Easy and Meredith Root. They took a very calculated break there. They're not stepping back from the bar as some of the other teams are between their breaks.
Wait and see who's handing. There goes the first hand for Mayhem Freedom in lane number 4, which is a great spot for them because they're going to be able to move on those burpees, but that's the break. Go Wad takes the lead because they didn't put the bar down. There's their break. 1 rep remaining for Mayhem Freedom. And now it becomes down to a burpee race. There's 1 rep up. 1 rep remaining for Go Wad. They unstrap the belts.
3 rep lead here.
3 reps lead for Mayhem Freedom in lane number 4.
It's a burpee race, but you gotta be safe. You gotta be careful. Oh, they got a no rep, so that's...
Oh, and that's what we have to be talking about.
That's what I'm saying.
You're in that race, but you can't let those things get underway.
Look at this synchro. It's a four-person synchro.
My goodness, look at... Yeah, you would think they were all on a team doing synchro, but there's another no rep.
Yeah, that's...
Those are costly no reps. Go Wad was moving very well, but here they are synchronized. That puts them 2 reps behind at least.
Still the only team on the burpees. Oh, just now lane 3, Team Wit is joining them.
And along with Team Wit is going to be Mayhem Independence. I see 1 rep for the deadlifts in lane number 6. Wow, it took forever to get that rep, but your leader is lane number 4, Mayhem Freedom.
Independence started burpees.
Independence on the burpees. Victory Grips with a hand in the air. Maybe 2 deadlifts left, but they're getting a no rep.
Now, I'll tell you what, Rich and China looks absolutely amazing.
Looking for a hand in the air here. They're on that big set of 36. That'll indicate the last 5 reps.
A crazy metronome pace for Mayhem Freedom. Hand is up for Mayhem Freedom. They're moving great. Go Wad still in that number 2 position. Still waiting to see what we have coming up next to them between Wit and Independence. There's a hand in the air for Go Wad. Mayhem Freedom takes that. 6:03 unofficial.
Dang.
Unbelievably
Holy
fast.
cow. A whole minute ahead of our time to beat coming into this.
And it looks...
Go Wad, lane number
so
5.
smooth.
They finish. Incredible finish for both of those teams. Still an unbelievable finish by Go Wad. Well under the time they beat, but just could not keep up with the tempo and that rhythmic, like perfect rep rhythmic by Mayhem Freedom.
It's practice together.
Now we're trying to see who our next team to come in is. We know that Mayhem Independence in lane number 6 is looking well, but we also know, and there's a hand in the air for Wit in lane number 3. Mayhem Independence, even though they're just trying to keep ahead of Victory Grips, in a great place, but Wit has a hand up in the air. That's a no rep. Hand in the air left for lane number 6 for Mayhem Independence. Wit is in. Sam Briggs is happy about that. 2 reps remaining for Independence in lane number 6. 1 rep to go. They tag the buzzer.
Kristen Miller in, 7:12. That's best for 4th overall in the heat. And we have times from previous heats starting to play a factor. 7:18, 7:21. Victory Grips needs to hurry up.
And all that Independence really need to be concerned with was Victory Grips. And Victory Grips on the flip side, you need to make sure that they could stay as close as they could. But as you said, Brian, lots of teams fitting in there, sliding in there. Still haven't seen a hand go up for Victory Grips. There's a hand in the air, but also we have a hand in the air for Sugarwad. Oh, Sugarwad gets a no rep over on lane number 1. As we say that, lane number 8, the U.S. Army Warrior Fitness Team makes it in.
That's more points sliding between Independence and Victory Grips.
1 rep remaining for Victory Grips, and they are finally in. 1 rep remaining for Sugarwad. And then your final team left on the field, Rumwad Meat Squad, as they just tag in. My, oh my, oh my.
That was...
Wow. Jeez. Let me take my breath. Let me take a breath for a second. So I'm just going to say this. China blew my doors off there. And I'm going to say that because I really was expecting, with this event, with the way that we see the barbells moving, it's not that the weight, not that they couldn't handle the weight, but the difference in no bounce, not being able to have that normal setup. I really thought that GoWad was going to be able to take that over Mayhem Freedom. I mean, it was close, but the fact that they had no reps, I mean,
sure,
impressive.
And that's, like I said, it was just like with that worm last night. It comes down to when you're tired, you know your teammates, and you don't, speed up on them. You work together, you communicate, and that's the same thing that happened here.
Well, it looks like we're rounding up our team. Mayhem Freedom is being surrounded down there by Kiki. Let's see if we can get everyone all set up and ready to go. Once you start zooming in on her, then I'll know that we'll be ready for that interview. Looks like we have our team on the floor. We're going to give it to Kiki on the floor right now.
All right, congratulations on your event win, CrossFit Mayhem Freedom. You guys working in male-female pairs. How did you guys decide who was going when?
We kind of decided based on who could send it a little bit more on the burpees. I'm not a very good deadlifter, but I feel a little more confident on the burpees, so Teja was kind enough to let me do the second portion.
Now, it's no secret that Wodapalooza is probably the most popular sanctional event in the world. What does it do for your games training to be able to compete at an event of this caliber?
It's great to practice, just different programming, different teams, try things on the fly, try different strategies, and we've experienced a lot of that here this weekend.
Well, we've loved watching it. Thanks, you guys. Congratulations.
What an amazing race as we come into the final day of competition. We have 1 scored event left to go for the team's event to find out who's going to sit up top that podium and who's going to get that invite to the CrossFit Games, the 2020 Reebok CrossFit Games. My, oh my. Final thoughts for that event, Mackenzie?
Like I said, it's really pays to know your teammates when pressure builds up. That's, I think, what we're going to see just throughout any team competition. When you have to work together, it's about truly working together. And it's going to boil down to that, especially on synchro things.
Obviously a great fight up at the top for that leaderboard. But again, we have to check the scores and times for our invite teams when we were looking at Victory Grips and Independence. We have 1 more scored event coming up. Make sure you check out Competition Corner for all the scores of all the divisions here at the Wodapalooza CrossFit Festival. We have our individual elite athletes coming up next, so don't go anywhere.
Serve.
This is the island of Kauai, and this is a palm tree of Kauai. It's grown tall and